It's the matchup we've all been waiting for, the Section 5 4A softball final here from Centennial High School this afternoon between Maple Grove, the 2 seed in Section 5, and the top seed in Centennial. These teams know each other very well. Centennial went 3-0 against Maple Grove last year, including 2 one-run victories on their way to their second state tournament since 2018, where they would finish in third place. These two teams, the top 2 teams in the section again this year, and they played in the semifinals earlier in the tournament. It was a 1-1 game in that one, and we expect a really good game this afternoon between these two teams that have become bitter rivals. As you take a look at the Section 5 quad winners bracket, and there you see in the first game, Centennial, a narrow extra innings victory over Maple Grove, 1-0. The seeds all held, but these two teams have become very familiar with each other and have played some fantastic ball games in the last 5 years. And you see in the lower bracket, this is how, after they lost in the opener, Maple Grove came back and ended up defeating Champlin Park to get back to this game and set up a rematch against their bitter rivals in the Cougars. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill Hupp, and we'll be joined by Blythe Whaley after first pitch. But these two teams very familiar with each other, and they seem to play one-run games whenever they do face each other, including last year for the right to get to state. We had it for you here on North Metro TV. Maple Grove would go ahead in the top of the 5th inning and take a 1-run lead, but Centennial would come storming back. They were benefited by a throwing error, and eventually the Cougars would come back and win it in dramatic fashion in extra innings, 4-3, to advance to the state tournament for a second year since 2018. And then this year, they met in the semifinal of Section 5 4A, and it was a walk-off walk that earned the Cougars the victory. So it should be a fantastic matchup. Like we said, these teams love to play one-run ball games featuring great pitching, and that should be no exception today. On a beautiful day for softball here. Looking forward to this game. We'll have first pitch for you coming up next here from Centennial on North Metro TV. From Centennial High School in Circle Pines, it's time for the Section 5 quadruple 4A final between the top-ranked and top-seeded Centennial Cougars against the number 2 seed Maple Grove in what has turned out to be a terrific rivalry between these two teams. And don't adjust your screens. Both teams are wearing all black uniforms today. Centennial has the red lettering and numerals with white trim. Maple Grove with the gold lettering and numerals and maroon trim. In the circle today will be Helene Craig for Centennial, their senior pitcher and star, going to Augustana in South Dakota, and her numbers in the circle this year are tremendous. A 1.41 ERA, 7-2 record, a 1.41 ERA, 71 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 27 hits allowed in 49 2/3 innings pitched. As we take a look at the defensive alignment and a batting order in just a moment. Maple Grove, meanwhile, will throw out Maddie Wilm in the circle. These two teams played just a week ago, less than a week ago, in fact, and Centennial came away with a walk-off walk. Maple Grove, as you can see there, They'll bat Alyssa Werns, Faith Cry, Elizabeth Berry, Danny Strom, Sam Gustafson bats 5th and plays 1st. Cassie St. Peter mans the hot corner and plays and bats 6th. Maddie Wilm is in the pitching circle. Caitlin Casper is the designated player today. And Leah Eiley is batting 9th, and Ava Eiley is 10th. Centennial defensively, left to right in the outfield, Kelsey Byrne, Lily Gilmore, Lily Cummins. On the infield, Brooke Helseth, Alexa Just, Adie Thomas, Riley O'Connell. And the battery today, all seniors of Bryn Ruberg and Helene Craig. And bringing my broadcast partner for today's game, Blythe Whaley. And Blythe, you called this championship tilt last year. Should be another fantastic game this year.
Yeah, these teams definitely have that rivalry over the years, and it makes sense if these teams are the ones who are making it to that final game. Which team is going to make it to state? And Bill, I'm sure we're going to have a good one. It's got to be.
Yeah, no question. Maple Grove comes in with a record of 16-8. They were ranked 10th in the latest Class 4A poll that was taken in mid-May. Centennial was ranked 5th, and we are underway, and Craig's first pitch is bounced in there for a ball. Helene Craig in the circle. It's basically been her or Riley O'Connell pitching this season for the Cougars. O'Connell, a very impressive freshman, but they go with the senior in Craig to start things out, and she pumps one over for a strike. We got an umpire with a delayed strike call today. So the count is 1-1. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Bill. I think a big thing today is how do you get over those nerves again, trying to make it to state. Really can get in your head sometimes, and these ladies just going to have to settle into this game, and really it's going to be that long run. We saw that pitching battle the last time these teams met, and I think that's going to happen today too.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect a lot of runs today, Blythe, would you? So the count's 1-2. As Craig winds and fires, swung on and missed. And Helene Craig starts things off by striking out the first batter of the day for Maple Grove. That was Alyssa Werns, the center fielder, and it'll be the left fielder, Faith Cry, who stands in from the left side against Craig. And Maple Grove certainly well familiar with Craig, having faced her a couple times last year. Centennial went 3-0 against Maple Grove last season. Maple Grove got them in the regular season this year, handing Centennial one of its 5 regular season losses. But then the Cougars came back when it counted. They earned the top seed, and they came back and got that 1-0 walk-off walk last Friday. And they sit in the driver's seat to go to state. Bunt laid down to third base. Nice play over to first by Helseth. She goes to O'Connell for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, and for Centennial, that feels good. Getting 2 outs on the board already early on in this first inning. But Maple Grove, how can you take confidence that you're able to get something on that ball, though, from Helene Craig? How do you work to that and continue to get better at that going forward?
And the stakes are these. Centennial, if they win, they go to the state tournament. But it's a double elimination tournament, so if Maple Grove can get that first game, they force a decisive Game 3, which will immediately follow. Shortstop Elizabeth Berry stands in, playing number 6 and wearing number 6, affectionately known as Biz by her teammates.
I always love a good nickname.
Yeah, there's not enough. There's not enough good nicknames. Craig's pitch bounces in there, and the count runs to 2-0.
Did you have any?
Growing up, no, just Billy. It wasn't anything fun, no.
But I mean, it's still something.
Bill is technically a nickname for my full name, William, which is more detailed than anyone needed. But that one is taken just high. So the count is 3-0 to Barry. Danny Strom, the right fielder, waits on deck. Did you have a nickname growing up?
I didn't. I mean, most of the time, I guess, since people hadn't heard Blythe, maybe that was why it stuck.
Yeah, it is pretty unique.
Every once in a while, I guess just the letter B. B.
Yeah, exactly. That's always the easy one. Craig gets it over for a strike and runs it to 3-1 with 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the first. Barry with a tentative looking swing, and she fans on that, and the count runs full. Not the kind of day you want to be wearing all black.
Yeah.
It's a warm, relatively warm for Minnesota right now, but beautiful day.
I'm soaking it in. It feels good.
Barry fouls it on back. Good crowd here, as you might expect, between these two teams that have really become the class of Section 5. Interesting thing is that the boys for Centennial in baseball are in Section 7. So we will not face the likes of Maple Grove. Craig winds and fires, and again it's fouled on back by Barry. Two teams that are the class of the Northwest Suburban Conference. Centennial made state in 2018 and finished third. Maple Grove won state in 2019 out of this section. 2020 obviously was canceled. And then last year Centennial made state and finished third again. And Barry is right on it. She's fouled it back 3 straight times in the exact same position.
I know, I was wondering if I was getting deja vu. I was like, hold on. We just saw that, didn't we?
I saw a highlight yesterday of a 20-pitch softball at bat.
Oh my gosh.
So certainly possible. Craig's 3-2 taken high, and Barry draws a walk. She's aboard, first runner of the day.
Yeah, you think of what that does for Craig, having to continue to pitch, and especially this early on, you definitely don't want to see that pitch count go high.
So Danny Strom stands in. With a runner at first, and we'll see how active the running game will be for this Maple Grove team. Strom squares to bunt and then pulls it back. And takes a called strike. Great camera angles provided by our terrific crew. Yeah, the wind is sneaky though. Be careful with those papers. The wind is it's gusty.
You know, just right when you think it's not gonna.
Craig's 0-1 pitch. Outside corner. Speaking of wind.
I thought the pen was going to be strong enough to hold that down.
No.
Definitely not. Definitely. It's just blowing all over the place.
Sorry,
keeping Bill on his toes.
There's a guy behind us. Craig's pitch taken high for a ball. Barry stands at first. Craig not getting that high strike call. We'll see how she adjusts. That's taken just off the plate to even the count at 2 apiece. A lot of good chatter from the Maple Grove dugout.
Yeah, we've seen that in all the games.
Craig misses low, and she has walked 2 straight hitters. So how do you adjust to the tighter strike zone? Barry stands at second, Strom at first, and that'll bring up the 5th hitter, first baseman Sam Gustafson. Gustafson with that nifty pink tape on the bat handle. The sophomore with slightly open stance from the right side. Obviously, Maple Grove would love to get off to a hot start here on the road as Gustafson takes a strike.
And the Cougars just needing to use that positive factor, knowing they already have 2 outs. They just need 1 more to end this inning and keep that 0-0 score.
Yeah, if anything, it's just raising the pitch count as that one's taken high. That waist-high strike not being called, though, so Craig going to have to lower it down with the rise ball. 1-1 the count, 2 out, 2 on, top of the first. That pitch taken outside. Good patience by the Crimson hitters in the early going, making Craig work after she retired the first 2 batters in the order. Rick Thomas bellowing out the defensive signals from the dugout. Swung on and missed by Gustafson.
Yeah, I was glad Craig took a second there. I think she needed it just, again, mentally recover, make sure she's clear in her head before she sends that next pitch in.
Yep, and she's a veteran. She's been here before, so not going to be any panic from her. Good block by Ruberg. And another full count, and Craig is in danger of walking 3 straight hitters here in the first. The 3-2 pitch, taken high, and it is 3 straight base on balls. So Gustafson jogs to first, fires up her dugout, and that'll bring up Cassie St. Peter, the third baseman, with the bases loaded. And Ruberg's gonna walk out, Rick Thomas as well. Just trying to settle Craig down and get his defense organized. Bases loaded after Craig got the first 2 outs.
Yeah, great decision by Rick Thomas coming out there again. Sometimes it just takes that extra, person to say the things that you're thinking yourself. You know what you need to do, but when your coach is telling you, it settles some of those nerves down again. You know the game plan, and you go out there and execute. Yeah,
the Cougars, you don't want to go to a third game if you don't have to, but they are playing with house money. They, as we said, they're in the driver's seat with a undefeated section record already.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, just to continue to think about that. Of course, you don't want to rest on that. You don't want to have it go to that next game. But knowing you have the ability, if everything didn't go your way today, that you'd still have another chance.
Maybe relaxes you a little as Craig gets St. Peter to wave through that one. Bases loaded. After Craig thought she was cruising through the first, retired the first 2 quickly, but has lost the strike zone since. She winds and fires, and that is taken for a called strike on the outside corner. So she's quickly ahead of St. Peter, 0-2. St. Peter's been here before, senior, veteran infielder. The pitch, that's taken outside. Everyone up on the Crimson dugout. That one swung on and missed by St. Peter, and Craig manages to pitch around the damage. After getting the first 2, she walked the bases loaded, but ended up striking out Cassie St. Peter. As you see that, just tailing away, and St. Peter chased it. We're going to keep it here to look at the batting order for Centennial and how Maple Grove aligns on the field. Here we go. As you see Centennial just trying to shake off what was not as smooth a first inning. Colleen Craig will be third up in this inning, so she'll get an opportunity to do damage at the plate. 3 left on. It's always good when you can strand a lot of runners.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, and then the other thoughts of Maple Grove just having the ability in their head that they had the opportunity to get some runs that inning, where when we think about that first matchup here in the playoffs, that they didn't have that opportunity.
Yep, and you see there 2, 3, 4 are all seniors. Lily Gilmore in center field will lead it off. Alexa Just bats second. Craig is hitting third. Bryn Ruberg, the catcher, is in the cleanup spot. Then it's O'Connell, Thomas, Helseth, Lemire, and Kelsey Byrne rounds out the order, playing left field today. Maple Grove defensively. We'll have Maddie Wilm on the mound, and you see Faith Cry, Alyssa Werns, and Danny Strom left to right in the outfield. On the infield, Cassie St. Peter, Biz Berry, Leah Eiley, and Sam Gustafson, and then the battery of Maddie Wilm and Leah's sister Ava. As Maddie Wilm wearing that very distinctive eye black, stands in the circle and gets ready to work. Lily Gilmore, the sophomore center fielder, stands, turns, and bunts it foul.
And we talked about in the matchup just a few days ago, Maddie Willem being that first year varsity pitcher and how well she's been doing. Of course, we saw just the consistency she had in that first matchup in the playoffs, so we'll see that again today, I'm sure.
Pitched a heck of a ball game, and you know she wants redemption after locking in the winning run in that 1-0 loss, but they held Centennial to just 2 hits.
Yeah, it was incredible for the youngster.
1-1 count, she rocks and fires, and it's pulled back and taken high for a ball. And as a leadoff hitter, really your job is just to get on base. However you can do it.
No, it sounds easier said than done, especially against Willem.
Yeah, it's hard being the table setter sometimes. That pitch taken for a called strike to even it at 2. Cassie St. Peter charging in from third, preparing for a bunt, but I would imagine with 2 strikes that she'll be swinging away here. Willem rocks and fires, and it's fouled on back.
You just see how fast that ball goes across the base each time, and that's certainly her strength. That's what the coaching staff was telling me before the last game. It's just how hard she can throw that ball, and she's just a junior, so they'll get that, again, consistency next year too.
Speed kills, and she certainly can throw it hard, and that, we said, however you can get on base, and Lily Gilmore takes the hit by pitch and stands at first base, the leadoff hitter aboard in the first inning for Centennial. Shaking it off as that couldn't have felt good, just as we were talking about how hard she throws, of course. As you see, 2-2. So Alexa Just stands in, 306 on the season, 7 doubles, and a team-leading 14 stolen bases for the senior shortstop, and she lofts one out into foul territory, giving chase, but Crimson defense unable to get there. Very spacious, obviously, once it opens up here. As you see the numbers for Just right there. She had one of the 2 hits in that first game between these 2 teams. And you kind of figured, okay, you know, that game ended 1-0. These 2 teams are probably going to meet again. That one taken high for a ball. I believe you were on the call for that game, though. How must have been an entertaining one.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, just to see again, it was really just an impressive effort by both pitchers on each team. And of course, it takes a whole team to make it happen, but still just the pitching battle till late.
Yeah, it must have been well defended, too. Really good defense behind these pitchers as well, as Just swings through that one and falls behind in the count, 1-2. The pitch called strike 3, and there was no doubt about that, as Just is the first out recorded for the Crimson.
Pitcher, number 21, Helene Craig.
That one just rifled over the center of the plate. So the pitcher, Helene Craig, stands in. Craig, a pretty impressive batter as well, 320 average, 13 RBIs, in addition to being a standout on the mound. Very open stance, as Wilm's first pitch misses wide.
Yeah, and Craig was the athlete getting those RBIs against this Crimson team to head to state. So she knows what it takes to get it done and help her team move on.
Especially in clutch moments.
Certainly.
1 on, we're 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. Pitcher against pitcher. Intermittent sun and clouds as Wilm rocks and fires, and that's taken for a called strike. A lot of chatter with the Maple Grove coaching staff in terms of calls. The pitch, called strike on the outside corner. So 1-2 after falling behind 1-0. Wilm has thrown 2 straight strikes and now just trying to sort out the signals. The pitch is wide. Lily Gilmore stands at first after being hit by a pitch. And again, against pitchers of this caliber, you'll take base runners however you can get them.
And Centennial, how can they use this to their advantage again, getting those runners on base?
Wilm's pitch called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Looked like it might have been a couple inches or an inch or at least off the black, but Wilm gets the strikeout, and a big one at that. 2 down, 2 straight called third strikes, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, Ruber.
And you think it would help just having gone against Wilm just a few days ago, whereas not all of these runners went through Craig as much because Craig didn't pitch till late.
Right, O'Connell started that one. Stolen base, throw down to second. She comes off the bag and they tag her out. Gilmore overslid the bag, just could not stall her momentum, and it's a 2-6 put out to end the inning for Maple Grove. So a little defense and some strikeouts in the first inning. We head to the second, still scoreless between Centennial and Maple Grove.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Lots of sunshine here at Centennial in Circle Pines. Busy day in Centennial High School sports. On the baseball field, it's the Cougars baseball team playing Duluth East, and then you've got a lacrosse game tonight at the football stadium, boys lacrosse. 2 lacrosse games, I'm being informed, boys and girls. So yes, lots of sporting and just home hosting for Centennial, which shows you how good their teams are. That's right. Disregard the Tigers hat. It just, I like these colors, that's all.
And you think about, too, Duluth East, of course, they had to travel the furthest, I'm sure. So.
Well, we had their game yesterday. They traveled down to Blaine, so I wonder if they stayed in a hotel overnight.
That would make sense,
Because,
I would hope.
Yeah, it's a lot of driving if they didn't. Helene Craig starts off the second inning facing her counterpart in the circle, Maddie Wilm, and she gets a called strike on the outside corner. You know, Craig, after she took that called third strike there, is going to be trying to live on that corner, because even if you can get to that as a batter, you really can't do much with it. Nearly tried to do it again. You can see just off that corner where just out of the reach of the junior pitcher, Wilm. Maple Grove, we talked about the running game, caught stealing 2-6 to end the inning, and that's fouled off down the right field line. So again, the count remains 1-2.
Did you see how athletic the assistant coach was? Getting out of the way of that foul ball.
Yeah. Nifty footwork. it'll be Wilm, 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Wilm, Casper, and Leah Eiley for Maple Grove. Craig's pitch taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. And for the second straight inning, Craig strikes out the leadoff hitter for Maple Grove.
Yeah, it's got to feel even better. Yeah, look at this. She's still got it. That's awesome.
Of course, the first base coach, noted pickleball player. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds good. Craig starts out Casper with a strike. The designated player, Caitlin Casper, standing in from the right side with a slightly open stance. You know, Craig would love to have like a nice 1, 2, 3 inning, no walks or anything, and just kind of get past that shaky first.
Yeah, and if you can pull that together, you think about the confidence that brings even for a team.
Bounced on the ground to second. Thomas over to first. And quickly, there's 2 outs. This is what happened in the first inning. They got a strikeout and a ground out. And then Craig lost the strike zone a little bit, but she'll try to retire the side in order, facing the second baseman, Leah Eiley. Eiley with a tentative looking swing there. I gotta be honest, I'd be intimidated facing these pitchers in the circle. It's not a big distance in the circle, and they throw some heat.
It's a good thing you aren't out there, Bill. Just kidding. That's funny.
In batting practice even. Oh,
yeah,
that'd be
we'll have
terrifying.
to tell them they have to keep going after the game. No matter who wins, they have to pitch for us.
0-2 the count. Craig's pitch swung on and missed. And Aline Craig strikes out 2 hitters and retires the side 1, 2, 3. Go to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here at Centennial.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer.
Mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
And discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Bryn Ruberg was at the plate when Lily Gilmore was caught stealing to end the first, so she'll lead off the second inning. Then it'll be O'Connell and Thomas, and the first pitch swinging is fouled back. The sun's popped out again and seems to stay there. As you look at Ruberg's numbers, just really impressive. Leads the team in average and RBIs, 444 on the season. Basically gets on base half of her at-bats. She lofts that one, pops it up on the infield, Eiley underneath it, and records the first out.
Yeah, both teams able to get that early out on the board. Somewhat make the defense feel comfortable that they're able to get these outs and keep those scores off the board.
So now it's Riley O'Connell, just a freshman, but you look at those numbers, tremendous. 400 average, 9 RBIs. She's been dynamite in the pitching circle as well. Anytime you can nearly match Helene Craig's numbers pitching, you know you're doing something right. And just a first-year player as well. Very impressive. The future of Centennial softball, really. O'Connell bashes that one foul.
They are so lucky, these cars behind us, that one hit the power line.
Yeah.
Or the pole, anyway.
Oh, I made sure not to park too close to here just because of the foul balls. O'Connell swings and misses. Missed that low pitch, and the count runs to 1-2.
Yeah, you learn quickly that is definitely the danger zone. Even those homes back there.
Very topical reference right there with the danger zone with the new movie out.
It's good. I've already seen it twice. So
have you really? Twice? Oh,
so
wow.
good.
My girlfriend wants to see it, so I think that's going to be appointment viewing. 2-2, and O'Connell swings late at that one. Wilm retires her third hitter via the strikeout. She just seemed way out in front of that one. As you can see here. They just swung right over it. So the first two retired. That brings up Adie Thomas, coach's daughter. Junior second base. And she takes a called strike at the knees. 12 hits, 9 RBI. And just very solid defense as, you know, coach's kid. Did you play with coach's kids growing up? Did you?
I did.
know many?
I did have a few. None on the high school stage that I played with. Our guys' teams did have a few go through the program, but yeah, for me, I never had to deal with that of what that might have been like even for myself. Ooh.
On the ground is short. Barry up with it, over to first, and the side is retired in order. 2 in the books, scoreless here at Centennial.
Sometimes I wonder, I know my parents, they would not have been coaches. That would have been strange.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Section 5 quadruple A final between Maple Grove and Centennial, and it's back to the top of the order with Alyssa Werns, who struck out swinging to lead off the game. She stands in against Helene Craig, who has struck out 2 batters in each of the first 2 innings.
You think about mentally what that does. You get struck out. You know, you try to step up that next time. You really want it even more, but you kind of have maybe a setback a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to press and almost like try too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Take that from my golf game.
Yeah, I was
The
just
harder I
thinking
try,
that too.
the worse I play. Craig, in fact, has retired 3 of the last 4 hitters via strikeout. That one's dumped into center, and coming on to make the catch is Gilmore to record the first out.
Yeah, great job by the outfield, making sure they're staying aware and getting up to make those plays when they need to. Even though Craig is taking care of some, they're at the plate. Don't always get the action back there, but when they do, they've come up big time.
Yeah, you got to stay on your toes. It's like a goalie in soccer that never faces any shots until. So now the left-handed batting Faith Cry stands in. She grounded out to Helseth at third base in her first plate appearance. We talked about how at the top this would likely be a very low-scoring game, a pitcher's duel, and so far that's materialized. Bounced in as Helseth was charging in from the hot corner.
You wonder how much of us, do we speak it into existence? Do we have to say there's going to be so many hits, there's going to be so many runs? See what happens.
These two pitchers, I'm not sure anything could change that. And of course, season on the line, you're going to throw your best.
And of course, Craig being a senior, you want to end on that, you know, hype and that good note, pushing yourself to continue the season. So even more so for her.
Last game of potentially of her career at her home field. So certainly she wants to go out on a high note. Committed to play at Augustana in South Dakota.
Yeah, we love hearing about our athletes playing at the next level, just continuing on their career that they've built up at our schools.
And getting even better. The 2-2 is taken outside. Counts full as Craig winds and fires, and it's fouled on back. Again, the full count pitch. It's sprayed foul over the Centennial dugout. It's actually really a beautiful facility, the way they've got it kind of nestled in here among the pine trees and on campus. And Rick Thomas has built quite the program here in Circle Pines. That one swung on and missed, and Craig records her 5th strikeout of the day. And after walking 3 straight, Craig has now recorded 6 outs in a row. That one just kind of diving away.
Yeah, once she gets in that groove, there's no stopping her.
Biz Berry stands in. She walked in her first plate appearance and was stranded at 3rd. She looks at a called strike at the knees. Craig bounces that one in there. You wonder how much the game the catcher calls, the coaches call, or the pitcher calls, or maybe when you're a senior like Ruberg, you end up calling most of the game. One hopper to short, over to first, dug out nicely, and the side is retired in order. 7 straight set down by Centennial. To the bottom of the 3rd we go, still scoreless.
We scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
7, 8, 9 in the order for Centennial to face Wilm, Maddie Wilm, who has allowed just 1 base runner and faced the minimum through 2 innings. See Health's numbers, 308, 9 RBIs, 20 hits of her own. just production up and down the lineup for the Cougars. And Helseth ahead in the count, 2-0.
And just like that first matchup in the playoffs, it really comes down to just being able to last. We saw what that looked like for the Cougars.
That one, we've seen it called a strike tonight, but that was called a ball. Eiley's kind of like, I don't know. But the count's 3-0, so Helseth in the driver's seat. We'll see if she's got the take sign on here, 3-0. That pitch gets over for a strike.
Yeah, but what I was saying was just in that game here already early on in the playoffs, they matched up. It took till late to get that run on the board. And so, again, knowing that they just did this against each other, how can they keep this 0-0 until it really matters?
Yeah, I mean, I say still scoreless at the end of each inning, but it's not like it's a surprise. I mean, 4-3 last year was, you know, veritable blowout. Everything else has been just 1-0 or one-run games. These two teams, that's how evenly they're matched. Wilms' pitch is again fouled off. And so Wilms caught, she's come back to run the count full. Maple Grove coaches just shouting at their pitcher what they want her to throw. That's how coded it is. The full count pitch is taken low, and a leadoff walk for Brooke Helseth. Second time in 3 innings that Wilm has issued a leadoff pass. So that brings up Jordan Lemire. See her numbers there, just under 240. 11 hits in the designated player role today. Bunted back with a hard charging St. Peter in from third.
What Coach Rick Thomas has said really throughout this whole season for the Cougars is they just have to play relaxed. They do the best when they're having fun.
And I feel like that's probably true of most high school sports teams, so I don't doubt it. You let the talent take over and you stop thinking.
Like I said, same with your golf game, same here.
Same with my broadcasting, my cooking, everything.
That's very true with everything, life.
1-1 and it's fouled on back, popped up, so see if the bunt is still on as they try to advance the runner and just scratch out a run. And we talked about it, 1 run could be the difference.
Yeah, we didn't know we were here to give you life lessons today, but apparently, apparently we are.
Wilm rocks and fires, and again, it's fouled off. I feel like one of these foul balls is going to get us. Now that we've said it.
I'll prepare, yeah. I'll
now
mentally
that
prepare.
Said it.
No, I've never doubted a fence and how strong it is until you see the ball coming at you.
Yeah.
With the speed.
I always flinch. The 1-2. Called strike 3, and it was right on that inside corner. So a big strikeout. That's exactly what happened in the first inning where she recorded 2 straight strikeouts. That brings up Kelsey Byrne, the left fielder. We'll see if she decides to squares and lays one down or swings away, and she looks at a called strike. Byrne with 6 hits and 7 RBI. I don't often see a player with more RBI than hits, but Byrne pops it up. He'll give a look, and it goes out of play. Wilm quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Roxon fires and misses high. Lily Gilmore, the leadoff hitter, waits on deck.
I still hear both teams talking to each other and encouraging each other, so it's not that, but definitely it seemed a lot more intense, and everyone at the fence, even in that early matchup.
Swung on and missed, and again, Wilm with 2 big strikeouts after issuing that leadoff walk. So Gilmore strides to the plate. She was hit by a pitch and then thrown out trying to steal to end the first. And you just see that rise ball, just couldn't catch up with it. Yeah, maybe a little more tension, a little more nerves. I'm not sure what would explain that lack of chatter as Gilmore chases a high one and misses. That one taken high. Wilm, just a junior, so expect her to be in the circle a lot for the Crimson next year. The 1-1. That's fouled off, out of play. And that is one of those car shots. If there was one driving by.
Hopefully not mine. I'll find out later.
We'll hear it if it does. The pitch called, strike 3, and Wilm retires the side, strikes out the side here in the third. We're through 3, 0-0 here in Circle Pines.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
That kid just wants a foul ball.
He's just not in the right spot.
Right,
There's
right.
been plenty of foul balls today.
Yeah. Not quite the dog days of summer, but bring your chair to the ballpark day here in Circle Pines. 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Crimson here in the top of the fourth. Helene Craig goes to work. She's struck out 5, and she gets Gustafson, or Danny Strom rather, to swing and miss. Strom, the sophomore right fielder, walked and was stranded at second in the first. Wilm on the other side has 6 strikeouts, so both pitchers getting it done via the K.
Cloud feels really good.
Yeah, the breeze, the occasional breeze, as long as it's not a gust.
Yeah.
Craig's 0-2. Swung on and missed, and Strom goes down on strikes, and that's how Craig wants to start off the inning. Started 3 of 4 innings today with a strikeout. Always want to set down that leadoff hitter if you can. So now it's the first baseman, Sam Gustafson's turn. She walked and was stranded at first in her only plate appearance. In games like this, it's almost who makes more contact and forces the defense to make plays.
And you think of just one error could be the difference maker too, of just if everyone's playing good game and something just slips through.
Well, it was in that section final last year where the error led to the run that tied it, and then 4-3 was the deciding play, really. Again, another one-run win, but Centennial 3 one-run wins. That's so hard to say. 3 one-run wins over the Crimson last year.
They did it on purpose. They wanted you to work for it, make sure that you're...
Yeah. Counts 3-1 on Gustafson. Craig rocks and fires, and that's over for a strike. Got to swing at the good ones as Gustafson chokes up a little with the count now full. Swings and misses, and 2 straight swinging strikeouts to start the 4th inning for Helene Craig. Craig has recorded 7 of the last 9 outs via strikeout. So she's really in a groove after kind of needing that pep talk from Rick Thomas in the first. She starts off the third baseman, Cassie St. Peter, who was one of the strikeout victims to end the first. Bounced in, and Craig's behind in the count, 2-0. That one taken wide, and Craig trying to retire the side for the 3rd straight inning in order. Like she's retired the last 9 batters. That one over for a strike.
I'm starting to hear some more chatter, as we talked about. That's picking up.
Bounced. Thomas moves to her right, throws to first, and the side is retired in order. 10 straight set down by Helene Craig as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Good day to get a tan as we apply the sunscreen liberally here. Starting the bottom of the 4th. Maddie Wilm going to work. She has 6 strikeouts. Struck out 2 in every inning, or 2 in the first, 1 in the second, I should say, and struck out the side after issuing a leadoff walk in the 3rd. Alexa Just was one of those strikeout victims. She lofts it. Cassie St. Peter goes over to chase and can't get there in time. There's so many strikeouts in this game that we get excited whenever there's a potential defensive play to be made.
I thought that That man did a good job knocking the ball away, keeping everyone safe over there.
That's
Getting
right.
it out of the way.
Fans just wrapped around the field on either side here. Look at the defensive play. He was trying to catch it and just...
Almost looks like a tennis move. Is he a tennis player?
E-dad. 2-1 the count. Will winds and fires, and again, it's fouled on back, right behind our broadcast position.
We heard that one. It made impact.
Yes, it hit a car. On the bounce, though, so I think that's not as damaging. 2-2 the count on the leadoff hitter, Alexa Just, senior shortstop. And she lines it into the right field, into the gap in right center field, just racing into second with a leadoff double here in the fourth inning, the first hit of the game for either team.
When the contact happens, everyone gets excited. You felt the whole dugout right there on the fence, just so pumped.
3-2 pitch, and she just went down and went the other way with it. Good piece of hitting by Just. It got past the right fielder Strom all the way to the wall, and that was enough for the speedy Just to race around and get into second easily. So that'll bring up the three-hitter, Helene Craig. Pitcher struck out looking in the first. And it's going to be these 2, 3, 4 hitters, these seniors that Centennial's going to look for, or look to for the big offensive hits. You know, the hits that come with runners in scoring position. Because so far there have not been many. Just away from second. Throw down to second, trying to catch her off. He snuck behind. Eiley thought she had her, but not quite.
But that was close, and something that the Cougars want to make sure that they're aware of going forward. They get away with this, and want to make sure that they don't find it out there.
Yeah, you cannot get picked off in that situation. Heads up play by the catcher. It was Eiley to Eiley, sister to sister. Craig fouls it on back. Again, avoiding all of the cars. Great camera work by our tremendous crew at North Metro TV. Two and one the count. The pitch. And again, fouled right on back, so Craig's on it. Just trying to straighten it out and get the big base knock. Hard to believe we played 4 innings and that was the first hit for either team. Only base runners had been hit by pitch and walks. Craig again shoots it down the right field line. First baseman Gustafson gives chase but can't get there.
What I like about this effort by Craig is making Baum work for it. She's having to give her numerous pitches as they try to wear each other down going down the stretch.
On the outside corner, and Craig goes down via called strike for the second time today. Another timely strikeout for Will. Goes down looking twice as Jim Coltis makes his way out to the mound. Kind of discuss strategy with a runner on and one out. The speedy Alexa Just standing at second. What do you think he's saying to his charges out in the circle?
I think of how well it worked for Rick Thomas to go out there. It calmed his team down, really got on that right foot to continue on and keep this game 0-0. And I think for them, how do you just stay composed and get those outs that you've been able to get so far all the way through this game, so much this season. And yes, there's a runner on second, but they've been able to get those outs as they almost just did to her, even on that last play.
So now it's Bryn Ruberg. Ruberg popped out to the second baseman in her only plate appearance. Big opportunity here, though, with Just leading off second. First pitch taken high for a ball. So, you know, when a game like this, it's so critical. Every at-bat, every run feels important because there could be so few of them. Base hit into center field, just around third. She will slide in safely. Ruberg advances to second. It's an RBI base hit for Bryn Ruberg, and Centennial's first on the scoreboard.
What a play. The Cougars staying right there to make that play happen. They put themselves in position, and then bam, from Ruberg, they get it done.
Ruberg gets credit for a single, advances to second, but she went up aggressive, took a good pitch, and smoked it into left center field.
You can hear the crowd noise, just how excited everyone was to see that happen, because they know it really could come down to just that even.
Yeah, that could be the only run they need as Alexa Just races into the dugout, emphatically points out to her teammate at second base, and they're not done. They've got a runner at second with Riley O'Connell, dangerous hitter in her own right, standing at the dish.
But Bryn Ruberg was leading the way with RBIs this season, so it makes sense that she was the one to get it done.
Yeah, hitting .440 on the season, so there's a reason why she was in that cleanup spot. O'Connell playing first base today, also a prolific pitcher. Down in the count, 0-1. Smokes that toward her dugout, trying to straighten it out. But behind in the count, 0-2. O'Connell struck out swinging in the second in her only plate appearance. The 0-2. Maple Grove dugout certainly wanted it. O'Connell, good eye to work the count to 1-2. Wilms, 1-2 pitch. Check swing. She did not go. They appealed down to the second base umpire, but he said no swing. So the count runs to 2-2. O'Connell trying to stay in there and add to the Centennial lead. That one's called strike 3 on the outside corner. And O'Connell retired via strikeout for the second time today. So A.D. Thomas strides to the dish. She grounded out to the shortstop Barry in her only plate appearance. Ruberg still stands on second after driving in Alexa Just with the game's only run. 2 hits in the inning and a run in for the Cougars. One on, 2 out. Wilms' pitch called strike on the outside corner. She's really able to hit that spot when she wants to.
You heard her coach a little while ago also just saying to pick a spot. It's probably because of that. He knows that she's able to get it there if she just sets her mind at it.
What do they say? Focus on the target is always,
always
what coaches tell pitchers that are struggling to throw strikes.
So it works. I mean, in Frasier, you saw, I don't know if you ever watched Frasier, but Niles hits the mailbox because he's focusing too much on the mailbox. So if you focus too much on the spot, sometimes it's a good thing. Like you said in here, she's focusing on that spot, she hits it.
Swung on and missed, and the count evens at 2. Boy, I did not expect a Frasier reference today.
I didn't either.
From
I really
anyone.
didn't.
From anyone. Not even our esteemed director, Kenton Kipp. That one fouled straight back. Alexa Just led off the inning with a double. She came around to score on Bryn Ruberg's one-out RBI single. That's the game's only run so far. Runner on second, 2 out, 2-2 the count to 80 Thomas. And Thomas pops it up to third. Easy for Cassie St. Peter. But the Cougars record 2 hits. They score the game's first run, and we head to the 5th inning. Centennial on top, 1-0.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
Hi. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls in 8th grade.
Oh, yeah?
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Centennial 9 outs away from advancing into their 3rd state tournament since 2018. They got Helene Craig in the circle, but Caitlin Casper and company hoping to prevent the 2nd straight section title for the Cougars. Maddie Wilm, the pitcher, stands in to start. She looks at a called strike. She took a call she struck out looking in her first plate appearance to lead off the 2nd. Craig has racked up 7 strikeouts on the afternoon. And she's quickly ahead of Wilm in the count, 0-2. It'll be Wilm, Casper, and Eiley here in the 5th for the Crimson. She stays alive, just getting a piece of that one.
We talked about all the positives for the Cougars before. Coming into this game, they still would have another chance even if they don't win this first one. But now they put themselves up here with just a few innings to go. Definitely knowing what that was like in the first matchup, that could do it.
And she strikes out looking again on the outside corner. Tough pitch to hit. And Craig, for the 4th time in 5 innings today, starts off the Crimson with a strikeout. And yeah, to be clear, right, you don't want to have to go to that 3rd and decisive game if you can avoid it, but it is nice to know that you've got that margin for error. Maple Grove does not. They've got 8 outs to play with, and they need a run. They hope to keep their season alive. Crimson 16-8 on the season. And last year, Centennial, I was looking at their overall record, 23-2 as they finished 3rd, defeating Chanhassen. Lost in the state semifinals to Rosemount, eventual state champion. That's bounced in, nifty snag by Ruberg. But not as good a record this year, 17-5, but Cougars still right where they want to be, the top seed in the section, with a chance to advance to the state tournament. 1 out, 1 on, and that hits Ruberg. Hump checks with her to make sure she's okay. As the sun continues to play hide and seek here in Circle Pines. It kind of hit the bottom side of her mask. Casper grounded out to second base in her only plate appearance as that pitch is fired wide.
Shows why they have the masks. They need
that kind of catcher style,
yeah,
or hockey goalie style mask. Swung on and missed, and Casper goes down swinging. 9th strikeout of the afternoon for Helene Craig. And this is why you start the senior in the circle, despite Riley O'Connell having a great year. Craig just knows how to pitch in big situations. Look at that, 3 walks, all in the first inning, 9 strikeouts. As that one's taken outside. Leah Eiley struck out swinging to end the second. Back to Craig at the pitcher's mound, over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning, the 4th straight recorded for Helene Craig. Bottom of the 5th we go. Centennial looking to add to its 1-run lead.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brooke Helseth leads off the inning. Helene Craig, as you see, throwing a no-hitter through 5. Centennial with 2 hits in its last inning. First time they got to Maddie Wilm today. Brooke Helseth walked in her only plate appearance and was stranded at first. And she looks at a called strike, walked to lead off the 3rd. And then Wilm proceeded to strike out the side after that. It'll be Helseth, Lemire, and Byrne. 8, 7, 8, 9 due up for Centennial. Wilm's pitch taken high to even the count at 1 apiece. Pitch bounced in there. We've seen some really good catching from Eiley and then from Ruberg as well. Some really solid game calling and defensive work behind the dish.
Yeah, the duo Ruberg and Craig, it's pretty cool. Of course, both seniors, and so knowing that they've played with each other for quite some time.
Yeah, they're familiar. How many thousands of pitches of Ruberg's Craig's has Ruberg caught?
Makes my hand hurt.
Yeah, counts run to 3-1, so Helseth trying to work her 2nd walk of the afternoon. Will rocks and fires, and it's right to first, caught and handled comfortably by Gustafson for the first out of the inning. So the designated player, Jordan Lemire, stands in. She struck out looking in her only plate appearance today. Hard to believe some of these bottom of the order kids have 2 at-bats in a softball game that's well pitched.
It's coming for us.
Popped up behind. Nope. Nicely caught by Eiley. We talked about her defense back there, and she stuck with it despite the wind. I thought it was coming for us back here. I thought you might have had a play on it, but Eiley makes the play. As you see that, there we are, and Eiley coming back towards home plate, sticks with it, and records the 2nd out. So quickly 2 down.
Probably some sun in her eyes, too, as she was sticking with that one.
That brings up Kelsey Byrne, who struck out swinging in her only plate appearance and looks at a strike. Well, at this point, all Maddie Wilm can do is continue to try to hold Centennial down. And if she gives up 2 hits and, loses by a 1-0 score again, that's just the way it works, the way it goes, unfortunately. Fortunately for the Crimson.
Yeah, it's another one of those where you just need to shake it off. Yes, that's already on the board. There's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is what's coming forward.
Right. You got to live in the present. But it's tough, though. I mean, Wilm will look back. If nothing changes, we'll look back and say, listen, I gave up 4 hits in 2 games and lost by 1-0 scores. But a lot of softball left to play as that's wrapped toward Rick Thomas in the third base coach's box. I could never be a Centennial softball coach. I have too much hair. That's the problem. And I do own a bucket hat. I feel like a giant baby wearing a bucket hat, but it does the job, I'll tell you that. 2-2 the count, 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. Wilm's pitch called, strike 3, and Byrne goes down on strikes. Maple Grove looking to score. We head to the 6th. They still trail 1-0.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Helene Craig goes back to work. Craig, 9 strikeouts on the day. Wilhelm, 9 Ks as well, as you see some highlights. And Craig has really settled in after a shaky first inning where she walked the bases loaded. She came back and she has retired 13 straight Maple Grove Crimson. Meanwhile, Maddie Wilm on the other side has been pretty dynamic herself, striking out 9 Cougars of her own. It's just in that 5th inning where Alexa Just doubled to lead off the inning, or in the 4th rather. Just got aboard, and then Bryn Ruberg, the leading hitter on this Centennial team, smoked it into center field. Just raced around to score, and that's all the scoring we've had. That's all the hitting we've had in this game. Just a run and 2 hits for Centennial, as you see right there. Top of the order for the Crimson will be Lissa Werns standing in. And she swings and misses. Werns struck out in her first plate appearance and flew out to the center fielder in the 3rd. Junior center fielder, table setter, trying to get something started for the Crimson, who have 6 outs left in their season. Meanwhile, Helene Craig would love to fire a complete game shutout and send her team to state. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. The outside heat, Werns couldn't catch up with it, and she goes on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon. 14 straight set down by Craig. Faith Cry stands in. She grounded out to the shortstop, or to third baseman rather. Helseth to start, and then struck out in her 2nd plate appearance. She turns and squares and takes the first pitch for a strike. Thomas and O'Connell talking and deciding who's going to charge in. as that pitch is fouled off. And again, Craig finds herself ahead in the count. And she's been getting ahead of hitters all afternoon, Blythe.
That's so true. And I think what's awesome is, you know, it continues to build that momentum for her and that confidence just going forward. She knows that she's been able to do it so far in her whole career, but to do it on today's matchup means so much more.
Called strike 3, and the first 2 hitters in the Maple Grove order in this inning set down via the strikeout. Craig, 11 Ks in this game. And you know that the adrenaline and the hype is just, that fastball isn't losing any steam. She starts out the 3rd hitter in the order, Biz Berry, with a strike. Berry walked and was stranded at 3rd in the 1st and grounded out to the shortstop just in the 3rd. A lot of offers in this Maple Grove lineup as Aline Craig continues to twirl a no-hitter. Crimson just looking for a hit. That's lofted out to right field, coming in and making the catch on the run is Commons to end the inning. 16 straight set down by the Cougars. 6 in the books. Centennial 1 inning away from making it to the state tournament.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Pitch taken low here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be the top of the order for Centennial here in the top of the 6th with Lily Gilmore, Alexa Just, and Helene Craig set to face Maddie Wilm. Wilm has struck out 9. She's only given up 2 hits. And that key run in the 4th. Otherwise, it's been a brilliant pitching performance, and she's basically faced the minimum otherwise. A walk, a hit by pitch, and 2 hits surrendered as she gets that called strike, and it's ahead in the count, 1-2. Centennial would love to add some insurance. They're 3 outs away from a return trip to the state tournament. On the ground to first, picked nicely, and Gustafson goes to the bag herself to retire Gilmore. So Alexa Just stands in, 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the 1st and then doubled and came around to score the game's only run in the 4th. Dangerous hitters in the Centennial order coming up in Just, Craig, and Rubrick. That pitch wild and high, but Hiley makes the catch. And taken low to even the count at 1 apiece. Blythe, what must the girls be thinking out there right now? Because last inning, the focus has to be ultra sharp.
Yeah, it really just, it gets to you, you know, this time in the game, because all the pressure starts to build and continue to push into just these final moments. And I think for them, again, I would assume a lot of nerves. I think trying to just continually breathe and do what you've done all season.
On the ground is short. Barry handles it cleanly and records the putout, getting the speedy just 6-3 on the ground out. So that'll bring up Helene Craig with 2 down in the inning. Craig has struck out looking twice today, so she hasn't done it at the dish, but she has more than made up for it on the mound. 11 strikeouts and no hits allowed through 6 innings. Popped up, coming in, Eiley puts the squeeze on it, and the side is retired in order. We're through 6. We head to the top of the 7th. Centennial needs 3 outs for the no-hitter to make it back to state.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other,
On a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward,
Come together.
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
People in the crowd. Got to have the hair looking right for when this game ends.
Yeah, they know they're going to get the pictures and everything, so.
Exactly. Maple Grove, 3 outs to keep their season alive. Helene Craig has set down 16. Centennial has retired 16 straight. Helene Craig pitching a no-hitter, 11 strikeouts. And again, other than 3 straight walks in the first inning, she has put on a flawless performance here this afternoon for the Cougars. Centennial has shut out every opponent in section play. So pitching and defense wins you championships, and Centennial is proof positive of that this year. Maple Grove will send 4, 5, 6 to the dish. Try to keep their season alive. It'll be Danny Strom to start. She walked in the first and struck out swinging to start the 4th. We're in the top of the 7th, 1-0 Centennial. That's bounced to short, just up with it, over to first. And the out's recorded, a good pick at first by O'Connell. 6-3 goes the putout. And the 17th straight Crimson retired by this Centennial team.
How wonderful that feels for the Cougars to have that out already on the board, knowing there's not too many more they need to really end this right here.
Sam Gustafson stands in. She's also walked and struck out today. Centennial 2 outs away from a return trip to state. That pitch taken low, and it's 2-0. Crimson trying to make their 3rd state tournament since 2018. Three 3-0 the count. So Gustafson putting in a patient plate approach. She looks at a strike there as she pulled the bat back on the bunt attempt. Knows she can draw her walk. She was one of 3 that walked in the first inning when it looked like Maple Grove was threatening. But Craig settled down, and boy, has she settled in. Gustafson aboard with a walk, though, just as I say that. First free pass issued since Gustafson walked in the first.
Earlier, I heard the Cougars talking about that they wanted some insurance, knowing, of course, this is a 1-0 game. Now, runner on base for Maple Grove. Can tell why these teams trying to make sure they talk things out.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see if Maple Grove, what they do to try to manufacture a run. Sam Brewston running at first for Gustafson. Cassie St. Peter stands in. She's 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging and grounded out to second. So now Centennial's got to bear down with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 7th and a narrow 1-0 lead. Popped up in the air, in from third. What a play. Throw to first. Safe. What a play by Cassie St. Peter, or rather Helseth. Beg your pardon, Brooke Helseth coming in from third, caught the popped bunt. As you see her charging in, the bunt was popped up, Helseth camped under it, and then nearly doubled off Brewston at first. Boy, that was close.
I saw a slight hesitation there and wonder if that could have done anything.
Maddie Wilm, the last chance for Maple Grove here with 1 on and 1 out, or 2 out rather. 1 on and 2 out here in the top of the 7th. She takes a ball low. Wilm today has struck out looking twice. Called strike on the outside corner to even the count at 1 apiece. Tying run at first. Wilm would represent the go-ahead run. That base runner ended a string of 18 straight retired by Centennial. That walk that was issued to Gustafson. But right now, Centennial just cares about the next out. Craig rocks and fires, and it's lined into the Maple Grove dugout off the fence in front of it. Runs the count to 2-2. 2 out, 1 on. Craig's 2-2. Swung on and missed. It's a no-hitter for Helene Craig and a 3rd straight state tournament for the Centennial Cougars.
How incredible for the Cougars to get to go back to the state tournament. I'm sure the feeling of that, just nothing can beat it.
Helene Craig, 12 strikeouts in a magnificent pitching performance here. And Centennial are your Section 5 champs. They do not give up a single run in section play. And the Cougars are advancing to their 3rd state tournament since 2018.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Thomas, just being able to coach his team to victory and get them to the state tournament. It means so much for their program, but like you said, being a few times here in the last few years, wow.
I mean, amazing. Rick Thomas has led Centennial now to 3 of the last 4 state tournaments that there have been. And the one time they didn't make it, Maple Grove went on to win the state tournament. So incredible. These two teams always destined to meet in the final. And of course it was a 1-0 game. The big inning, the 4th for Centennial. Alexa Just led off with a double, and she was driven in by Bryn Ruberg's single. And the defense did it after that. 18 straight retired at one point. And despite 4 walks, Helene Craig tosses a no-hitter and just a masterful performance by the senior, bound for Augustana next year. A very well-deserving section title for Centennial.
Something too, as you just think about always, those seniors, you want to have that performance. You talked about it being the last time on the home field and what that means, and Helene Craig and Ruberg, 2 seniors that had a huge part in today's matchup.
And AD Brian Jamros and high school principal Tom Bruni from Centennial will present today's awards and medals.
So Ricardo Jones, the athletic director, is out there.
Is the Maple Grove Crimson. Will the captains please come forward to accept your trophy?
Award the runner-up trophy for section play to Maple Grove, collecting the runner-up in Section 5 for the 2nd consecutive year.
And now the 2022 section champions, the Centennial Cougars.
And Centennial.
Captains, please come forward and accept your trophy.
And it's the captains, Ruberg and Just, and Craig, that
outstanding season, and good luck.
Led the Cougars to this section championship.
Thank you.
They improved to 18-5 on the season. Maple Grove's season ends at 16-9. But another incredible game, another 1-run game. That's, I believe, the 6th game out of 7 between these 2 teams the last couple of years that have been decided by a run. This one didn't go to extras. But there you see it, Centennial, just 2 hits on the day, but that was enough because Helene Craig twirls an absolute gem, 11 strikeouts in a no-hit effort. And I'd say, Blythe, this game lived up to all of our expectations coming in.
Yeah, it's that nail biter. When there's just 1 run, you still know anything can happen when Centennial got that. And so basically, Centennial, they gave us the game that we wanted, that excitement, that thrill, but they still were able to come out with the win and send themselves to state.
Yep. Congrats to Rick Thomas and the kids. They are traveling down to Mankato to make their 2nd appearance in state in the last 2 years and their 3rd since 2018. So that'll do it for us here in. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll have some player interviews from down in the field. Centennial are your Section 5 champs with a 1-0 win over Maple Grove. Back in a second here from Circle Pines.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Back here in Circle Pines after Centennial wins the Section 5 title for the 2nd straight year with a 1-0 victory over rival Maple Grove. And our Blythe Whaley is down on the field with the battery for the Cougars today, Bryn Ruberg and Helene Craig.
I'm here with Helene Craig and Bryn Ruberg, and these ladies have just punched their ticket to the state tournament. Congrats, ladies. This is so exciting. You get to go back 2 years in a row. But Helene, I want to start with asking you what it was like today to make the no-hitter happen.
It felt really good after my ankle. It felt really good to come back and get us a win to go to state.
So in the early goings, you walked a couple ladies. How did you regroup, get your head on straight to make this happen today?
I think I was a little unfocused in the beginning. I got too excited, so then I had to calm myself down and get to it.
When you think about this group of ladies that you have, of course, Bryn right next to you, what has it meant to be able to play with them here at Centennial softball over these years?
It feels really good. A lot of us have played together since we were like little 8Us. So it's really fun to go to state with them. And Bryn, her being my catcher from like before, like probably 8U up until now, it was fun having her as my catcher throughout the years.
Anything you want to say about your coach, Rick Thomas, over the years that maybe he's taught you that you're going to use on your way to Augustana in the fall? Or the spring, excuse me.
Rick is a very energetic coach, and I really love that. He's helped me a lot throughout the years because he was my coach when I was younger. So it was nice having him as a coach throughout all the years with him. So.
Well, very impressive effort today. You did so great, but we're going to step over and talk with Bryn a little bit about what it meant for you to help your team by getting the RBI and helping this run, the one run that did it all today. How did you get it done?
Yeah, well, all season I've just thought about what's the thing I can do in that situation that helps my team, whether it's a productive out or just cheering on my teammates. And so when I was up to bat, that's all I was thinking about. What can I do to help my team? And the hit happened, I guess.
Yeah, you led the team in RBIs coming into the game, and I think it's so awesome that it gets to be yourself, a senior. That moment was for you. But now you look ahead. You see the state tournament on the horizon. What do you want to make sure that your team is really focused on as you head in?
I think we need to focus on staying together as a group, and because I think we are very talented, and I think what can help us take the next step is stay together as a group and work hard, and the rest will come.
Let's talk about last year's effort. You guys got third. How do you improve on that this year? What did you learn from being able to go last year?
I think we learned that the level of competition is really strong, and it takes we got to play the full game. You know, it's not the momentum changes a lot, so we got to stick the course, and anything can happen. And we're going to face some good competition, but I think we're right up there with them.
I think you are right. Now let's bring it in, ladies. Centennial softball on 3. We'll send it back to Bill right after. But 1, 2, 3. Centennial softball! Back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Blythe. Congrats to Helene and Bryn. Tremendous effort here this afternoon to earn the 1-0 victory over Maple Grove in the Section 5 championship. Centennial going back to state for the second consecutive year and the third time since 2018. So that'll do it for us here in Centennial. For Director Kenton Kitt, Ted LaRue, and our entire North Metro crew, including my color commentator Blythe Whaley, I'm Bill Hutt saying good afternoon. Helene Craig strikes out 11 and throws a no-hitter to lead the Cougars of Centennial to their second straight Section 5 championship and another berth in the state tournament. Thanks for watching this presentation of high school sports on North Metro TV.